We're back with Button and Denis, and guys, the Leafs are now 8-0-2 in their last 10 games. All wins, though, aren't created equal, and last night's win against the Avalanche could be the best they've had all year. Craig, did that W change your perception of this team as a contender?
I think most importantly, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the way they've played in the last number of games have changed the perception about themselves. Because the perception prior to this was not very glowing. It wasn't very positive. And when Craig Berube said, ask them, because them were responsible for how poorly they were playing, and them are now responsible for how well they're playing. You can look at different areas of the team. You can look at Austin Matthews. You can look at the goaltending. But the effort and the commitment to compete has turned this season around for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That is first and foremost. And them are responsible for it.
Craig, I'll tell you this. Them and Coach Berube, are now aligned. You've just marked a time where they needed to take full responsibility for how poorly they were invested into winning games. And you only touched briefly on goaltending. Come on, the goaltending has been tremendous. Leaders will lead, and that's what goaltending has done for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's what Austin Matthews has done. He's being rewarded on the score sheet for playing a very good, committed 200-foot game. And to me, that's the Maple Leafs we were all expecting when the season started.
Okay, so goaltending and Austin Matthews have helped the Leafs get into a playoff spot. Did you want to say something, Craig?
No, not at all. I have enough to say at other times.
I will ask you, does Brad Treliving need to get aggressive on the trade front now? And if so, what should he be looking for?
What I would say to that, Sarah, is when your team is functioning and playing at a level that you can see clearly that they're much better and they're capable of winning games. No better example than the win against Colorado. Well, that gives your manager confidence now to look at adding to your team. Mark saw this last year in Montreal. The team just kept moving along. There's lots of talk. Are they going to trade their free agents? And Kent Hughes said, no. I'm keeping these guys because our team has shown me that they deserve more. And I think that's what's happened with Brad Treliving with this team and how they performed. I think it's pretty obvious if they can find a better offensive defenseman to help the offensive blue line and the offensive play from the blue line, that would be priority number one for the Leafs.
And contrary to what's happened in Montreal, where staying the course, staying status quo was the way to go to make sure that the team would be in the playoffs. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, the window's wide open and winning is now. I think the message is clear to management. This group of players has decided to be part of the playoffs and to be contenders, not just pretenders. And to me, you touched on it. They definitely need some help on the back end. The balance ice time has worked as of late, but they're the only team in the NHL without a power play goal from their blue line. They need a quarterback. They need a puck mover. They need somebody they can rely on to make sure that there is a leader on the blue line as well. That would be my main point of focus.
Okay, well, as for right now, the Leafs do look to extend their point streak to 11 games tonight, and you can watch the Leafs in Mammoth right here on TSN. Pre-game coverage begins at 9:30 Eastern.